What's going on, guys? My name is Matty Collins, back with another video here, and in today's video we're going to be checking out the rumored specs of the Panasonic GH6 and then comparing those specs to the already released GH5 series cameras. We're going to be talking about rumors, video capabilities, new sensors, all that kind of stuff. But first, roll that intro. If it is your first time here at the channel, we talk about everything photography, videography, with an emphasis on gear. The Panasonic GH5 was released over 4 years ago now, and obviously it's held its weight until now, but there's certain things that definitely need improvement. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about price, we're going to be talking about new video features, we're going to be talking about rumors that all the internet is talking about right now, and that's pretty much it. So let's dive in. So first things first, I know you guys want to talk price a little bit, and although it hasn't been completely confirmed, we can expect this camera to come in at around $2,500 US, and the GH5 came in at around $2,000 US. So a little bit more expensive, but hopefully it's feature packed. I want to talk a little bit about the GH5 when it was released in terms of video capabilities. So this thing was a complete powerhouse. It could shoot 1080p at 180 frames per second, 120 frames per second, 4K at 60 frames per second, but this did have its downfalls. It shot its 1080p at 422 10-bit, but unfortunately that 4K 60 was at 8-bit 420. The Panasonic GH6, when it was released this year, the spec sheets were insane. So it came in at 5.7K, and that shot 60 frames per second. We don't know yet if it's going to be 10-bit 422, and that probably won't be likely, but it will be 10-bit. And then also you're gonna get 4K 120 frames per second and definitely 4K 60 frames per second, and that will be 10-bit 422. 4K 120 isn't anything completely radical or brand new, as the cameras this year, like the A7S III and the Canon R5, they are full frame sensors, but yeah, they already do it. But the cool thing about this is the price point that this Micro Four Thirds GH6 is going to come in at. It's going to allow you to get really amazing quality video. Yes, it's going to be on a smaller sensor, but that comes in at an amazing price. Let's talk a little bit about the camera sensor. It was a Micro Four Thirds sensor, and it is going to be again. The GH5 was a 20 megapixel sensor, and it's rumored that the GH6 will likely be a higher megapixel count, and that's probably going to be around 24 megapixels. The Panasonic GH5 was one of the first to introduce a fully articulating screen that blew people away, and that was so long ago now. So people are still asking for fully articulating screens on some flagship cameras. So it was amazing that Panasonic did it so long ago. We can expect a fully articulating screen, but what if we got the fully articulating screen and the tilt like the full frame S1H? Let's talk about autofocus, because this is a really big point when it comes to Panasonic cameras, particularly in the Micro Four Thirds sensors. It was savage. It was really bad on these Micro Four Thirds cameras, and oftentimes you had to resort to shooting in manual, which is okay. It is good to learn how to shoot manual, but now that I'm shooting on modern cameras, let's say, like right now the Sony ZV-1, I shoot on the Canon EOS R. Even these cameras that come in on a budget have amazing autofocus in 1080p, and the Sony ZV-1 in 4K. So I feel like they need to up their game when it comes to autofocus on the Panasonic GH6. And I feel like this is achievable because of the new sensor. The new sensor on the GH6 will likely have faster readout speeds, which is awesome, and we probably will get better autofocus, but I don't know if it'll be substantial, and it definitely won't be comparable to like the Sony or Canon autofocus. Another downfall of the Panasonic GH5 was that you needed so many batteries in your bag, because unfortunately this camera just ran through them, and it gave you amazing quality video, but yeah, you just had to be stacked with batteries. Let's hope that the Panasonic GH6 takes maybe the battery from the S1H, or at least shifts it to something like the Mark II. We're getting a little bit into the wish list now, but a lot of people on the internet are talking about dual native ISO on the Panasonic GH6, and this would be absolutely amazing because low light performance wasn't amazing on the original GH5. So if we could get dual native ISO on the GH6, and it can compete with something like the A7S III in terms of low light, that would just be incredible. Find value in the small things. A lot of the internet has been talking about the Panasonic GH6 having built-in ND filters, and we don't know this at all, but it would be a really welcome addition if you are a video-centric shooter. Lastly, the Blackmagic cameras shoot in RAW, and a lot of people are hoping that the Panasonic GH6 is able to shoot in Apple ProRes RAW or Blackmagic RAW. This would be a welcome addition as well, and fingers crossed that maybe we get this. Sorry, the last few points were definitely just a wish list and not really a deal breaker for me, but if they do include those things like an ND filter and the ability to shoot in RAW and dual native ISO, that would be incredible. So that about wraps up the video for today. I hope you guys are super excited like me for the release of the Panasonic GH6. They teased it earlier this year and they haven't really leaked anything since, and I haven't seen a whole lot more rumors out there, but I will keep you guys posted, and comment below what you guys are most interested to find out about the Panasonic GH6. That wraps up the video for today. Matty out. Peace.